Hello, everybody. It is me, Michelle and Tackett.
It's me, Shawn.
And welcome to Tackett and Tackett Entertainment. And today I have a video that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I've just got to say it. I am so tired of Sony being treated as the sacred cow in the video game industry.
Exactly.
Even on Nintendo sites like Nintendo Life, you will get more people criticizing Nintendo and defending Sony. That just doesn't seem right.
They're push square and
ponies
with Nintendo accounts.
Then I go to Push Square. Yes, I go to Push Square. And a lot of these same people, not all of them, but a lot of them are on there. So you know what the objective is. Yeah. And they'll tell me things like, calm down. It's only video games. Don't criticize Sony. And I'm like, if it doesn't bother you, then why do you get so defensive when I point out a criticism of Sony that so many other people are pointing out? Yeah. Like we discussed in our last video about the PlayStation, where we had RGT85, Dreamcast Guy, Player Essence, Obi-Wan, IGN, Game Rant, Ventura Games. Are these places anti-Sony? No.
No. Especially not IGN.
Yeah.
IGN is so pro-Sony, it's not even funny.
The video game media has been pro-Sony for the last 27 years, since 1994.
Yeah.
Sony has been given so many free passes that I'm about ready to get sick. Yeah. The media ran Nintendo's Mortal Kombat censorship in 1993 into the ground. And I know they've covered Sony censoring games. Yeah, the Devil May Cry got censored. Go figure on that one. But they didn't do it with the kind of coverage that they did Nintendo. It was constantly in Electronic Gaming Monthly, GamePro, and IGN, and GameSpot. It was mentioned years later, even after Nintendo lifted a lot of their constraints.
Yeah.
And to this day, there's a lot of people who believe this nonsense that Nintendo still censors games. When Sony even censored the dang Devil May Cry, which obviously is an M-rated game. It's not aimed at younger people. Why would you want to censor a game like that?
Exactly. And since the GameCube days, when the GameCube came out, everybody, the video game media, called Nintendo a toy company. They called the GameCube a toy. They called the Wii a toy. They called the Wii U a toy. Now they're calling the Switch a toy.
Look, Nintendo, what they are is a dedicated console. They don't play movies and stuff, but you know what? They do have like YouTube and Hulu and things like that. Funimation.
Yeah.
So what's the problemo?
Yeah.
The reason why the media loves Sony so much is because Sony is like, we're not video games, we're computer entertainment. Yeah. And I gotta stop the PlayStation Ponies before they get on here. You never criticize Nintendo. Okay, how about this one? Nintendo has always had a bad habit of making good ideas like a 64DD and not bring them over worldwide. Yeah. I thought it was such a good ideal that why not just bring it out over here? Yeah. You know, and let's not forget the fact that the cartridges were more expensive than the CDs, and the 64 was so hard to develop for that only the elite developers could bring out anything good on it.
Exactly. You know, like that AAA game, Superman 64. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that game was a disaster, and Nintendo has made tons of mistakes. Like the GameCube, I love the GameCube, but they didn't launch with a big Mario title. If they would have launched with Metroid Prime, Wind Waker, or Mario Sunshine, I think the GameCube might have done better.
Yeah. And can anyone say the Virtual Boy? Ugh, that thing gave me a headache.
Yeah, and their horrible marketing for the Wii U. The Wii U E3 was a disaster. You know, Nintendo's been really slow to adapt to online, although it's getting a lot better in the last year. But the fact is, Nintendo's been very slow on that. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I have criticized Nintendo for. Yeah. Sorry, Ponies. Your precious company is not above criticism. Yeah. The PlayStation 5, yes, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo has been double lawsuit over the faulty Switch controllers. But why, oh why, did it take this long for Sony? Exactly. The PlayStation 4 controllers were drifting. Yeah. I could just see it now. I mean, not at the level that the Joy-Cons were, but they were still drifting, and it was over 1 out of every 4 controllers. Yeah. It was almost at the Joy-Con level, and the Xbox One was bad too. Yeah. So why not sue all 3 of them?
Exactly.
And now Sony has a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Because the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller, don't even think about it. Go to the comment section. Mine makes perfectly fine. This is not like the Joy-Con or even the Xbox or the PlayStation 4 controllers, which it would take 8 to 10 to 6 or maybe even a month or a year for them to break. But no, these are breaking mostly out of the box.
There's a big difference, though, see? There's a big difference. Whose fault is it that the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers drift? You say Nintendo, wrong. Nintendo, wrong. The fans. It's the fans' fault because we are living proof. Michelle and I are. We're like, what do you mean, Shawn? Well, when we first got our Switch as a gift, we'd plug it up to the TV, and guess what? Tons of dust would get on it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't cover it up. We got Joy-Con drift.
Yeah.
When some friends got us replaced very nicely, replaced the Joy-Cons. We keep them covered up for what?
The whole time we're not using the Switch.
I know, but how long? It's been over 6 months since we had them.
Yeah.
We have not had one drift problem. So if you're having a drift problem, it's your fault. Not Nintendo's, it's your fault. I don't know why this lawsuit's even going on.
Well, to be fair, that even happened with the PS4 and Xbox controllers.
I know.
But this is different.
This is different.
People who take care of their controllers are still experiencing drift.
This is a different thing, though. That's what I'm saying. It's totally different. This is Sony's fault. Not the consumer's fault like it was with the Joy-Con drift. That's the consumer's fault.
And the PS4 and Xbox One.
That's the consumer's fault.
Yeah.
This is Sony's fault. Yeah. There's a big difference.
And remember the red rings of death?
Oh.
What about the yellow ring of death, which happened with the PlayStation 3, which was 40% of all broken consoles?
Yeah.
I know the Xbox 360 was the majority, but people acted like, oh, well, it didn't happen that much with the PlayStation 3. Bullcrap. It happened a lot. But the media did not a big deal as much as they did the red rings of death. The PlayStation 4. When the PlayStation 4 first launched for a full year, systems were breaking at even a higher percentage than what they were on the Xbox 360. And when they're like ACG, he's a big PlayStation guy, and his PlayStation 5 broke on him within the first day. And the controller quit working, and someone took the PlayStation 5 controller apart, and they said the two triggers that have a motion response or whatever, they were designed to break on purpose.
Yeah. I mean, personally, this is bad. I really don't see the concern, though, because there's nothing to play in the PlayStation 5. Nothing.
That's another thing. And I've heard Sony fans, well, the PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible with the PlayStation 4. And my response is, well, why didn't we give Nintendo the same pass when the Wii U had nothing? Because you could play your Wii games and stuff on the Wii U. No.
And the Virtual Console.
Exactly. No, Nintendo did not deserve a free pass because Nintendo did not strategize their games properly for the Wii U. That was one thing that really hurt it.
Yeah.
They did not strategize, and that was Nintendo's fault, that the Wii U was a failure. See, I'm holding Nintendo accountable. Something you, ponies, not regular Sony fans, not regular ones, but the ponies. You can learn something from Shawn and I. Because we'll call out Nintendo when we think Nintendo does something wrong.
Yeah, and one more thing against Nintendo. Big thumbs down, Yamauchi, for kicking Square out the door over and wouldn't letting them come back. Yeah. That was your guys' fault, and you shouldn't have done that to Square.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have. We missed out on a lot of games because of that.
Yeah, Square had been wanting to come back to Nintendo for years, and Yamauchi just said, nope. And I understand you were heartbroken when it happened to Final Fantasy VII, but guess what? You guys were the ones that wanted to go cartridge. Yeah. Square Enix wanted to make Final Fantasy VII more ambitious, gave it more full motion videos and stuff, and the 64 just could not handle that, so they went with Sony. That was your fault, Nintendo. Yeah. You should have let Square back in the door a long time ago. So I'm glad that Square is back and making great games. Yeah. I've missed Square. I know that I don't think they're as good as they used to be on the Final Fantasy side, but look at Bravely Default, Octopath, Dragon Quest, all these games, and the classic Final Fantasy games. Yeah. So yes, Sony fans, I call out Nintendo when Nintendo does something wrong. Yeah. You guys being blindly loyal to Sony to a fault. Yeah. It's one thing if you want to be a loyal Sony fan, by all means. It's your money, it's your time, fine. But when you insult other people just for pointing out the flaws, like any company, Sony is not perfect. Nintendo is not perfect. Microsoft is not perfect. Electronic Arts is not perfect. Capcom, Square, you get the idea.
And what gets me though, there are Sony fans disguised as Nintendo fans. we're not going to pay $60 for Mario 3D World, even though it has all new content, a brand new separate game and everything. But you'll pay $70 for Spider-Man Morales, which is nothing new. I mean, it's the same game that you get on PlayStation 4, but you're paying $10 more for nothing.
Yeah, well, think about this, though. Like, Horizon Forbidden West or whatever the game, a lot of these God of War now are going to be cross-gen.
Yeah.
And the PS4 version is $60. The PS5 version is $70.
Oh, but that's
I'm not paying $10 extra for ray tracing.
That's fine. That's fine with them, though, see.
Yeah.
When Nintendo brings out a great game with the extra brand new content and stuff, we're not paying $10 for it. But they'll pay $10 for a game that has no new content that you can play on the PlayStation 4. They'll pay $10 more just out of blind loyalty.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm tired of this. I am tired of this free pass by a lot of people that Sony gets.
Yeah.
Sony has been a hugely successful company. But, to be honest with you, they've been a very flawed company that has gotten away with a lot in the last 15 years. The PlayStation 3 had a terrible launch. It was marketed terribly, but it ended up selling over 80 million systems anyway. Look what happened to Microsoft. They blew it with their marketing at the beginning, and it hurt the Xbox One. Yeah. But Sony was $600. They marketed it terribly. Yeah. They did a lot of anti-consumer things, and guess what? It still sold 86 million. They didn't support the Vita. That's the only reason that thing didn't do well. And that was a heck of a lot better than the PS4 and PS3, if you ask me.
I know. And you know, and look what they're even doing, though, with the sales charts. The Nintendo Switch is a portable. That's not in competition with the PlayStation 5. Ain't wrong. If people wanted a portable, you know what they would buy?
The Switch Lite.
The Switch Lite, which is $100 cheaper, that play every single game on the Switch. Every single one. Well, except for Labo. Yeah. That's it. It plays every other single game. So why aren't they just buying the Switch Lite and not just the Switch? Or they're buying the Switch, the original Switch. Why? Because it's a home console too. Yeah. It is competition. It's a ninth generation. Not 8th generation, it's a 9th generation. It was the first 9th generation system out.
Oh, and real quick, with these ports.
I don't want to pay $60 for a new port.
Then don't buy it.
Yeah.
Only 13 million people bought the Wii U. 115, or let's just say 116 million people have bought a PS4.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, you know, like they re-released The Last of Us, The Shadows of Colossus, and Sony even said that they're going to charge full price for remakes and stuff and older ports that they're going to bring to the PlayStation 5. Yeah. Where's the outcry at?
Exactly. Where is it?
This company is not God.
Yeah.
All they are is another conglomerate.
Yeah.
And the way the media treats them, you think they were some Saint Mary, Jesus, Joseph that can walk on water.
And let's talk about the video game media real quick. How come they're already trashing? A lot of them are Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury. It's not working. It's not working in the sales.
Yeah.
But they'll trans Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicle 2, Mario 3. You know, they're too hard. They're too hard. They're too hard. Or this or that or this or that. But The Last of Us 2.
Yeah. And Death Stranding. And so many other Sony games have flaws. The games break. They have bugs. They crash and everything. 10-10. Even though these games have flaws, they are the greatest. Explain that to me. Not just flaws. Death Stranding was considered boring.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah.
Terrible. You know, a lot of people said it was not well developed, not well made. 10, Game of the Year, Game of the Year. And I'm just sitting there like, are you flipping kidding me over Fire Emblem Three Houses, which was easily the best game of 2019.
Yeah.
I could even see God of War winning because it was well made, you know. Yeah. But I had some problems with it. But the fact is, I'm like, all right, it was well made. And people even said it was well made. This game was called out for not being fun, for having design flaws and stuff, and yet it got a lot of 10s and Game of the Years, and The Last of Us 2 got butchered for having a lot of problems with the gameplay, especially the story, and yet they were like, well, it's still just one of a kind experience. No, it's not. It was a bad game.
Yeah, and like I said, and they biasly take it out on great games. Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, and Fire Emblem, and yet 7, 6. 7's still a good score, but when they give a game like a Sony game a 9, the Sony fans, what game was that?
Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4. They gave it a 9, and Sony fans were sending death threats to IGN
and they wanted the young lady who rated it to be fired.
Yeah. I mean, but 7's not a good score? Oh, it's only for Nintendo fans, right?
Oh, no, 7 is a good score.
No, it's not really.
But that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Not for a game that takes a lot of love and craft to do.
Exactly, like Xenoblade.
Yeah, and think about this. Jeff Keighley and the Video Game Awards gave this stupid game, The Last of Us 2, Best Game Direction, where there were employees that quit because of horrible working conditions. Yeah. They were abused. They were passing out. Screw you, all who voted for this game. It won more Game of the Years than The Witcher 3, Breath of the Wild, and them. This is the most overrated, overhyped video game. Yeah. Naughty Dog is not that good of a developer. They're not. Insomniac and Sucker Punch are much better for Sony games than what Naughty Dog is. And that's the end of this rant, because you know what? I had to get a lot of this off my chest. But this is Michelle Lynn Tackett.
And this is Shawn. The video game media keeps sucking up to Sony. Yeah. Tackett.
Yeah, this is Tackett at Tackett Entertainment. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. And we love you all. And now we're going to do our sales pitch. This is me, Michelle Lynn Tackett.
This is Shawn.
And we would like for you to hit that subscribe button. I noticed that over 70% of the people who watch us aren't subscribed. Hey, what are you waiting for? It's free. Just hit that red subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when we're going to post another video. Please thumbs it up and comment if you like. And please join our Patreon. Patreon helps us get more money so we can do better videos with better equipment. And that's always better, you know. So we have social media that you can join. The links are in the description below. So thank you, everyone. Keep supporting Tackett Entertainment.
And really quick, just before, if you do join our Patreon, you'll get little extra bonuses, like you'll get early access to episodes of Mr. Monkey, Mr. Hopper.
And who wouldn't want to miss that?
Yeah, I know. Bye, everybody.